Can you start your banking system with no money down? Or can you start your banking system if you're still struggling with debt? Many people come to our agency because they are in debt and they're trying to find out, how do I manage the debt that I have today and still have money that I'm saving for the future? How can I do both of those things at the same time? Well, by utilizing the infinite banking concept, you actually will be able to kill two birds with one stone. But most people think, Mike, don't you have to be rich to open up a bank? It seems like you'd have to have a lot of money in order to get started. If you don't have a massive amount of money, that's okay. And if you have a large sum of funds and you want to start a banking policy, that's okay too. Either way, we could utilize where you are today. Remember that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the very first step. So I encourage all of you to start with where you are today. Because let's face it, we can't change our financial situation overnight. But we can use a systematic approach and look at the big picture of where you are today. Find out where you have money in your current economy. Now, I know a lot of people, they're in a situation where they're absolutely upside down. If you're in a situation where you can't make the minimum payments on your credit cards, you can't get by, you don't have enough income, you don't have enough in savings that you can be reallocated to help get you back on your feet, you sound like somebody that might be headed towards bankruptcy. And I'm not somebody that can help you in that situation. If you're somebody that says, you know, Mike, we make decent money, it's just at the end of the month, we don't know where it all goes. Well, there's a lot of things that we can do by booking your 30-minute consultation, where I'll look at the big picture of where you are, and I'll be able to find money, even if you don't have a lump sum today, to get started. Meaning, if you have no money today to start a banking policy, but you do have a monthly income, you have a business, or you work for somebody else and you have a monthly income of some kind. And let's face it, most people's debts are monthly. Your mortgage, your rent, your car payment, credit cards, and so forth. Those things, we could all utilize the cash flow that's in your budget. So one area that we look at, and this is according to Nelson Nash, who found the funds that some people had, but weren't utilizing them to their best advantage. First question I would ask is, are you actively putting money on a monthly basis into a 401k or some type of retirement or savings vehicle? Think about this. If you have no money and you're paying 24% on a credit card on one hand, and you're getting 6, 7, or 8% in the stock market, and you can't touch that money until you're in your maybe 60s, how is that money doing you any good today? If you're paying 25% interest and it's compounding, getting larger every minute of the day, as long as you own that debt, is it in your best interest to keep putting money into a 401k? Well, the first thing that we look at is, let's put a pause temporarily on the money that you're putting monthly into a savings account or some type of retirement investment. And we're going to allocate that into your banking policy, because you're going to grow compound interest, and we're going to take a policy loan from that money and wipe out your debt one by one. So after we have a 30-minute consultation and we get all of your debt information, I want to put this in a spreadsheet that will show you the exact month when every single one of your credit cards, every single one of your vehicle or personal loans or business loans will be paid off, and even your mortgage if you choose to. Now, that's not to say that you have to pay all those off, but I'll be able to show you mathematically where the money's coming from and how you'll be able to utilize this. Are you paying more than the minimum payment on your debts? Many people, I found, pay more than the minimum payment on their car payment or their mortgage. Let's say they round it up to the nearest $100 and they're putting another $60, $70, or $80 a month towards their car or towards their mortgage. Well, that's another $60, $70, or $80 that we could use to fund your banking policy. Because remember, if the point of paying more on the principal on your car or your mortgage or other debts is to wipe that debt out faster, let's combine all of that money into one place. So that way that one place will be able to wipe out debt, kind of like what you'll see in the video if you choose to watch that. We'll go through step by step of showing exactly how that works. So if you're somebody that has a cash flow and you're in debt, and you want to be able to start utilizing or funding a banking policy, we'll be able to help you get out of debt at the same time that you save money and have an emergency fund. The lack of having liquid emergency funds is what bankrupts most businesses as well as most individuals. So this conversation is leading us to the next two questions in our video series. So how do you get started? And how do you get started if you have no money? I know a lot of people right now are struggling and they don't have the income, or they don't have the income at the level that they once had. So what do you do in that situation? You'll find out by watching the next video. In just a few seconds, the next video in this series will appear at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. At the top left-hand corner of the screen will be the full webinar, which will answer 99% of all of the questions you have. Of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos each week. If you're watching this on a mobile device and directly on YouTube, there's a little arrow on the right-hand side. That'll open up the description below where you'll have a link to our webinar, our learning center, as well as have the ability to book a consultation with me directly to see if the infinite banking concept and becoming your own banker is right for you.